Hey Crown Besties, hey Crown family, welcome back to the Crown Room. If this is your first time here, welcome to the room where we talk about any and everything that is centered around faith, life in general, and every other aspect of it. If you are not new, welcome back. You know what we do best, so let's get into it. I'm not alone today. I am with Ghost Lady. Oh, Ghost Lady Patman, because there's so many ghost ladies at this
Part
point.
7 at this
My
point.
girl, welcome to the Crown Room.
Hi, babe.
How are you?
I am. I don't know. Should I answer that honestly?
Yes,
I'm okay.
that's not answering it honestly.
I'm okay. Like, I don't have any feelings towards how I am, if that makes sense. Like, I just feel like I'm floating. I'm just above water. So,
Surviving and making it to
surviving.
shore.
Yes, I'm surviving.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing, there's nothing new that has happened that made you excited or something maybe that's thrown you off.
The only thing that's throwing me off is the flu that I have right now.
Okay,
But
you've been having flu for the first.
exactly, and it does not stop. But
Mm,
apart from that, nothing exciting, honestly. I'm hoping for something exciting during the week, maybe.
mm,
But for now, nothing that I can think of that makes me feel like a little bit of an ungrateful person. Because
okay.
people always have something. I'm grateful for
Mm,
this, I'm grateful for
mm,
that.
mm,
But
mm,
right
mm.
now, nothing comes to mind. But
I
hopefully,
think the generic answer is always for us to say I'm grateful for life. But I say that genuinely. I say that
do
genuinely
you?
because we get back home, we see reports of something on TikTok, what in an accident or Mang Mang is lost, or especially every time there's a trend of someone's child missing and whatnot. I'm
Yeah.
not like saying in a bad way, Hore. I do feel, hore, yo, I wonder what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
I then become more grateful, hore, I made it home safe. Because I can only imagine that could happen to me as well. Especially if, I don't know if I'm making sense,
Mm-hmm.
especially if iba tseleng e nna ke e sebedisang, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
But I guess then, yeah, you just made me think of something because you remember today we saw a car that
mm,
I think they
mm,
had an
mm,
accident with
mm,
another car, something like that. So that could have been us, or that could have
mm,
been me in that car with that person. So I am grateful for life. Like, I am grateful that the fact that I'm safe, my child is safe. I don't want for much or whatever. But I
mm,
think when you say to me, is there anything exciting? That's
mm,
when I'm like, I don't feel like I would reach for that,
mm.
because in as much as I'm grateful for that, I do yearn for more. And I
It goes according to one's measure. Like Toluguti, people that are in hospitals, people that they do get excited, they make it to another day. So I
hear
think it
that.
goes to your own measure. I do get what you're saying. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying it goes to your own measure. Does not make you less grateful for life, but
Uh-huh.
like for someone else, it could be. Personally, I didn't realize how much oxygen is important until I was in a state where I couldn't breathe,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, thank God that I can breathe properly
Mm-hmm.
now. So I think it's, I hope I'm making
You are
sense.
making so much sense. But I want to also find out how you are doing. Are we gonna talk about that?
Without getting, you want an honest answer?
I do want an honest answer because I gave an honest answer.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I took
Oh,
your answer.
so your okay is acceptable, but
Let me
mine.
explain my
Okay,
okay.
I'm listening.
It's been a turbulence of, it's been a turbulence of good feeling, bad feeling, good feeling, bad feeling, good month, bad month, good month, bad month.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm in a state where I'm starting to accept the duality of life. If I'm good today, I'm good. Especially on Fridays. I don't know. There's this thing that I have here on Fridays. For some reason, you would think I won the lottery or something.
Yeah.
I would be so excited, and people would be like to me, "Masisi, what everything?" I'm like, I don't know. It's a Friday. Then on a Monday, I'm just like, cut the show.
I don't want to do this anymore.
So I'm starting to accept the duality that comes
Yeah.
with life, because good things and bad things can happen at the same time. I think maybe it's a state of mind thing. I was having this conversation with someone, I think last week, Yori. So many good things could be happening to you, but you
Yeah.
can't be receptive of them because our minds are configured to focus on a horrible thing.
Yeah,
For an
that's true.
example, I made a big girl purchase. Let's talk about that.
Period. Let's talk about that. Actually, let's talk about it.
I
What
made a
did you
big girl.
buy? Regular ing,
And then
bicycle.
she said,
Yeah.
I bought a car. Let it all work out.
How
But
does that make you
then,
feel?
so I'll tell you about the no one knew. No
But
one
you're avoiding
knew.
my question.
Okay,
How does that make you feel?
how does it make me feel? I thought you
Yeah.
said, how did that make me feel? How
No.
does it make me feel right now?
Yeah.
I'm
To have
just,
achieved that or to have set that goal
I
and
was
met
getting
it.
to answering your question
Okay.
because it's something that I was saying to someone. It felt like a tick off list. Like
Mm-hmm.
it felt like a to-do list item
Mm-hmm.
that I just ticked off. So I couldn't necessarily like embrace the, oh, I'm so excited. Because I went back to the pictures at the dealership and the whatnot. I didn't
Yeah.
take pictures. So it just, for me, I'm just like, okay, I didn't feel, I'm not feel basically
Mm.
until the people around me were celebrating me like,
Then it
my
started
sister, I know
becoming
your
real.
journey. I understand. Ing. And I'm like, sure. That's when I started crying. I'm like, okay, I'm grateful.
Mm.
That I'm in such a privileged position for me to be able to make such a big purchase. Sometimes it feels surreal.
Yeah. And also, I think maybe because you were going through the motions
Mm,
of the process of
mm,
purchasing, because you don't
mm,
just get in there, pay whatever you have
mm,
to pay, and take the car. You have to go through processes, and you're not really saying anything to anyone, and
mm,
you're just in your head thinking about it. And it takes such a long time. By the
mm,
time you achieve the thing or you
mm.
get the keys, you feel like, I bought this car 3 4 months ago.
Yes,
No one knew about it. Now
yes,
like I have to celebrate as if it's a new thing, but I've
yes,
been going through
yes,
this thing. So
yes.
I'm actually happy for you that you have people in your life that celebrate you in a way that brings you back to the thought and reality of the gratitude that you should have. And
Mm,
I guess the sense of pride in yourself, like being proud of yourself,
mm,
because this is not, in as much as you described it as a thing on your check off
mm,
list, this is a big thing, and
mm.
not a lot of people get to it. So we are happy for you, my sister.
Catch me outside.
Well,
Catch me outside. Well, the weather is not, but catch me outside.
Nsaka re tla kopana le wena
Yeah, like I
outside.
only started, that's what I'm saying. I only started taking it in when I'm, even people, when I started messaging me, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
just an influx of
how did you
love.
know? Because I didn't even post that much. Someone
Hmm.
whom I don't even have on my WhatsApp are like sending me messages on Facebook or Instagram.
Hmm.
So that's when the feeling started coming over. Actually, let me sit in it.
Ke rekile koloi.
Ke koloi.
Yes,
And now
girl.
I'm complaining about tires and petrol.
Of course.
It's just banter. No, guys, we don't eat in my car. We don't drink.
We don't do any
Listen,
of that.
take off your
You
shoes when
eat
you
at
get in my
home.
car. Yes, you'll
One
eat
thing
at
about you,
home.
you will eat at home.
Put your shoes in the boot. You'll see them when we
In
go
a
off.
plastic, nevertheless.
Nevertheless, I'm really grateful because, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, not everyone gets to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life updates aside, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've been scrolling on the internet,
On the
on the
interwebs.
internet, and I found something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just I wanna hear everyone's thoughts about it, but I also wanna give my 2 cents. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so honala trending that's going on. Akondli.
Uh-huh.
What is Wondla? He doesn't provide,
Yeah,
or he doesn't
provide,
pay child
maintain.
maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, for those who don't have TikTok or Instagram or whatever, what's happening is there's people that goes on the internet to post pictures of baby daddies who are not supporting them,
The
the,
deadbeats.
the deadbeats, and then in the comment section, it would be a follow of every other person
Nami
of every other.
nayo.
Oh my gosh! So it started becoming a thing where they do the aga only. I wonder where it stemmed from. I never saw where it stemmed from.
There's a song out. Sorry to interject. There's a
Yes.
song out. I think obviously people have been exposing deadbeats, but I think the
Mm.
song kind of took people back. I might be wrong,
Yes,
but
and
I think the
it
song,
drew more attention than it
yeah,
usually does, right?
yeah.
Yes, because in no, this person I posted baby they do badali. Next thing, I was on a conversation with someone. I was on a call with someone,
Yeah.
and then they asked me, "Do you know that song Akondli?" I'm like, "There's a song, yes, it's on this trend." That's
Uh-huh.
when I went back. I'm like, "Hey, whoa, comment section, picture this one as well, picture this one as well."
Oh,
Ha ha ha.
in
You know
those
what
comment
scared me?
sections.
It's even the people that you least expect. Yes, we know that deadbeats exist and
Yeah.
whatnot, but I think for me, what really, really, um let me say set me off,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better word. There's a lady that posted Hore, yeah, Lona, you're famous Ntonto and Simonana on TikTok. If I could post Hore, they
Sorry.
if I could
Sorry.
post Hore, they're not
Yeah, supporting their
I don't
child.
know if you saw that
I
one.
saw,
You
I
I'm
know
not gonna say
exactly who
their
you're
name.
speaking
You know,
about.
I was
And then the funny thing is, not even the funny, sorry, not the funny thing, but like the confusing part of it is they're not responding, they're not saying anything
like,
whether these claims are true or false. And I think there's such a seriousness in this that cannot be ignored. Like, I
mm,
think if you're in that position, at least tell, even if you don't tell us for the next 5 days or
mm,
train,
mm,
but just set the record straight, because this is a child, an
mm,
innocent person,
mm.
and a
It's
child with
your
special
image as well,
needs
or your
also.
reputation being ruined in the
Exactly,
run.
if it is live, but I
Mm.
doubt it is, because I would have cleared
I
my
think
name.
what made me believe Hore it's true is their reaction to the whole situation, because they came into the comment section and they posted. Is it them who posted the screenshot, or is it?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes, I went to the comment section because it was that, and then I was checking Hore Babua Kama, who's this famous person, and then I saw people doing that tagline that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
use. I'm like, oh damn! Well, I would never expect that from them. Then I went, and then I saw their comment saying, "No, my girl, you can't come on social media like this because we've been reaching out to."
Oh,
I don't know if it's them or no, she responded with a screenshot of a conversation they were having. What this guy has been saying. I think we are talking about this yesterday,
okay.
when a guy says, "No, I'll make a plan," and then he doesn't follow through or come
Mm-hmm.
back and say, "No, my girl, I'm sorry, the plan didn't fall." You are the one that goes back and says a few days later,
What happened to the plan?
"Tsk, tsk,
What
where
happened to the
is," yeah,
plan
so the conversation was like that, and then they were saying, remember, they want to do a DNA test basically.
to verify whether the child is?
Yes, yes.
My thing is, okay, their business is their business. If he's not sure whether the child is his
Mm,
or not, is something that he needs to deal with, right?
mm,
But I think there's, again, we spoke about this, but I'll just repeat it. There's such a out of touch thing that fathers do, where they don't realize that the child is suffering in the moment,
mm,
and the child is going through whatever they are going through in the
mm,
moment. Their needs are immediate,
mm,
right? So the child is not going to wait for you and
mm,
whoever
mm,
to feel like doing the
mm.
paternity test tomorrow, whether you are saying, I'll do it in December, I'll do it January, and then you're waiting to support the child after the results come back.
Mm,
It's
mm,
an urgent thing. Get them done now,
mm,
and then move forward with however you have to move forward.
mm.
Because the child needs school fees now. The child needs food now. They can't wait for you to feel like doing them right.
But my thing is, sorry to interject.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, okay, because I wanted to respond to a lot of what you said. The first part is the age, because
Mm-hmm.
you know
I think they
why?
said that he was 9. He is
Yes,
9, sorry.
why did it take so long for? I don't want to put like blame and say no, it's the girl
Yeah.
or it's the guy or whatever. They took long, first of all. Second of all, shucks, I lost my train of.
You have a lot on your mind.
What
Okay.
did you say?
I can't remember. Okay, but let me ask this question then. Maybe
Yes,
you'll
yes,
remember what you were
yes.
gonna say. Do you feel, seeing everything that's happening, because he is not the only person on the
Oh,
internet
I just
asking
remembered.
for? Okay, say what you wanted to say.
I wanted to say, Hore, even if let's say the paternity results come back and say, Hore, ke ngwana, hae,
Uh huh.
they're not in a proper financial situation from the content that I consume.
Mm-hmm.
So, what benefit does it have? Because that's what I saw in the comment section
Yeah.
as well, especially after the DNA screenshot thing. People were commenting under it, Hore, he's a content creator.
Mm.
That's where they get their money for a living. You can't take this person to, because they were saying take him to child
Maintenance
court.
code.
Yes, take him to child maintenance court. And then some people said it's not going to stand because he's a content creator. He doesn't make money. Hasebeti,
Okay,
basically.
let's talk about this, and I want us to remove these people a little bit from the equation, but
Mm,
still having that story in
mm,
mind. The thing of men thinking that financial support is the only support that they can
mm,
offer,
mm,
and thus saying, if I don't have the money, I'm not going to show up,
mm,
is something that we have to talk about.
mm,
Because
mm,
someone saying, okay, then if the tests are positive, what is he going to do? He's just
mm,
a content
mm,
creator. He's not going to be able to give you steady maintenance each and
mm,
every month.
mm,
But remember, this child is not getting a fatherly
mm,
love. They're not getting a present dad in the
mm,
home. There's If he has a play at school, the father's not coming. If he has
mm,
a race at school,
mm.
an event, something, a birthday or
A
whatever,
sport
do you
day. Yeah.
understand? Even in the home, when they have a birthday, when they have a
Yeah.
milestone, like that person is not
Family
there
events.
for that child's life in that capacity.
Mm,
And then this child grows up not having the experience of being a father aside from money.
mm.
Because we put money, it's very important. I don't want to play it off, but also being present is also very important
Yes.
because you
Which
can.
is
Mhm.
what. Yo, you're 10 steps
Say
ahead
it.
of me.
Sorry.
Yes, that's what it took me to.
Uh
So I
huh.
want us to get there.
Okay.
I just wanted to lay the foundation of what was behind the whole thought
Yeah. Yeah.
process. My girl, which brings me now to the main conversation, right? Um, the trend we're talking about Akondli, which is financial maintenance. Now you raise another important aspect of it, Hori. There are people that actually financially support their children, but they're not there physically, emotionally, and whatnot.
Yes.
So I think if I were to title this is being in a fatherless generation or growing up in a fatherless generation, there's
Yes.
a lot of articles that, not a lot, but the articles that I come across that talks about the boy child being left behind. And we just spoke about this off
Yeah.
camera, the boy child being left behind and how they're raised, and why does finances play such a huge contributing factor when there's other factors such as physicality and emotionality. What do we then define fatherlessness as?
I think I wouldn't know because I'm not a man living
Mm,
without a father, but I think there is something to be said about a void in manhood
mm,
that manifests itself in your life. I
mm,
think, again, when we speak about the whole financial situation of being a father, feeling like if you don't have the finances, you shouldn't be in the picture,
mm.
that's a void in your manhood because you feel like the only way that you can show up in life in general
Is
is
financially,
financially.
yeah.
And if you do not have the finances to show up, then you
You
are
don't have,
useless. You don't have. And also, I think. I'm going to digress a little bit. I think we use, or men use that as a crutch because you find that a lot of people that are posted under that sound are people that are working,
mm,
people that have other families, they've
yes.
gone on to marry and have
Mm.
other children, and they take care of those
And you
children
can
just
see by the
fine.
standard of living, yes, yes,
Exactly. So
yes.
it's not even a financial thing.
Mm,
It's just you as a man have decided to neglect this
mm,
specific person.
mm,
And I think that shows up how you were raised. Again,
mm,
like you said, maybe it's how you were raised or those decisions that you made, that
mm,
I'm not going to be present in this person's life.
mm.
I'm going to pick and choose where I'm responsible.
And where I'm gonna show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the thing of being raised in such a way in the home that you are a boy child, you can do whatever you want,
yes.
you can chill, the girl is going to do this and this, I
Mm.
think it hurts the boy child in the sense of you don't have a sense of responsibility. Then you have that mindset that you can pick and choose
The
what you want to do.
responsibilities,
Do you
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
It's not even
yeah.
responsible. They don't even show up as responsibilities in the home.
Mm,
They show up as things that I want to do. If I
mm,
want to wash the dishes today, I can do it. But if
yes,
I do not want to, I'm not forced to. But on the other side, as
yes,
girls, we grow up and you have to do it. You have to wash the
yes,
dishes, you have to
yes,
mop, you have to clean, make sure that it's everything is fine, you have cooked,
mm,
whatever. This is a necessity for you in the home. You have to do this, right? And then we grow up and we are typically, not all the time, the parent that stays
yes,
because we have to do this.
yes,
They have a
yes.
choice
When you
because
say we, are you saying females are the
females
okay?
are
Yes,
most of the time the
yes. Mind
primary
you, these
caregiver.
are views of our own. We are not professionals.
These are my views.
Just
Come and
experiences.
fetch me. I don't mind. But that is typically what happens, and I don't want to ignore the fact that there are mothers that do abandon their children.
Mm,
But I'm just speaking from a majority perspective
mm.
that a lot of women feel like I cannot even do anything about the
Yes.
situation. I'm stuck with this human being. I have to make it work.
Mm.
Whereas men feel like, if I
They
want
can get away
to,
without even being held accountable for
yeah.
it. Yes. They
And
run
then
away from accountability.
we see men coming in and out of children's
Yes.
lives a lot
Yes. Yes.
because they feel like it. I feel like it this year.
Yes.
Next year,
Yes.
I know I got a new
Yes.
girlfriend. I got
So
a new
now it draws
place.
us back to what you were saying, essentially before we got into the conversation,
Yeah.
because we're saying that that child specifically is 9 years old. And what we're seeing is that he's not supporting the child financially,
Mhm.
but you said that it's also important to show up for the nitty gritty
Yeah,
things.
physically being
Mm,
there for your child, and also taking it back to something that you just said about the growing up or the household. I think the only way that we are going to sort of understand and combat fatherlessness, is it fathers,
fatherlessness.
whatever that word is,
Yes.
the only way we're going to go against that and understand it as well is assessing how we were raised and how
Mm,
we choose to raise our children. That's a
mm,
very important thing that we need to
mm.
speak about. The things that happen at home before they manifest outside.
Yes, but then I also say to you, Hore, it gets to a certain extent where you start. Um, there's a quote that I once read that said, "There's a point where you reach where growing up or the way you were raised is not an excuse anymore for your own behaviors or actions and your what so not."
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you see these 20 something to however, okay, let's say because I always say brain development, your brain always develops, but there's a point you reach where you're able to make decisions as an adult. So how do you feel as a 20 something, 30 something year old it means you consciously decided that you are going to abandon that child?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like oh no, that's a mistake from the past? Because I've also had like certain conversations with men, and umone asapota ngwanona na ho feta onana.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about this child, you say, oh, that was a mistake. What mistake? So if it's a mistake, you ngwana wa exist. Why oh
I think my opinion on that is it goes back to what I said earlier about men being raised to pick and choose what they like.
mm,
I think it's a two-way thing. Number one, a man typically does not support your child if he does not have access to you anymore.
mm,
Right?
mm,
So if we are
mm,
not dating anymore,
mm,
or if I've put strict boundaries between me and you to say
mm.
the only reason we communicate is because of this person,
Yes.
they typically fall off and they'll just entertain you here and there, but they
Mm,
won't really, do you understand, give
mm,
it like that. And then the second thing is men feeling like they can rewrite their lives, because we
mm.
see this, for example, teenage pregnancy. Typically, the girl will carry the load of the shame,
Yes.
of the
Yes.
humiliation, or whatever
Yes.
society throws at her, and the man can, or the boy, sorry, can go on with their life. Even if
Mm,
they're still in the picture,
mm.
they can go to school after
Yes.
that, they can function. There's no real consequence for it. So I
Mm,
think that has made men to grow up and think, I can start over. I can
mm,
rebuild. I don't have to regard my past. Like, my past can be carried by someone else, and I am free to
mm.
start
Sure, that leaves a lot of weight on the woman
a
because
lot.
you can't run away from the child. Ubatla or not. Umembezo wako, umembezo,
A ke
unembezo.
tsebe Sezulu. A ke
Your
batle
conscience
itlang.
doesn't allow you to do that because
Yes,
the child was connected with you from the womb.
true.
So even though we say that there are women that abandon their children, hana nembezo or whatever you
Yeah,
call it, but for the most part, it's difficult for you to abandon the child because they are directly linked to you more than they are to the man or the father.
true. And it goes back also, sorry, I'm going to mention this for the last time, but it goes back to again how we are raised
Mm,
in homes. Your responsibilities as a girl, you cannot run away from them, you
mm,
cannot dodge them. You
mm.
carry them on your backs. Even when you are at school and you have an extra class after school, you are literally always looking at the time. I
So
need to
that
be
you can
home by
go back
4
home and
because I
cook.
need to
Yeah.
cook, and because there are dire consequences for the
Mm,
female
mm,
child.
mm,
If you do not do what your parents have told you to do, in most households, not all,
mm.
you will get that consequence, and it
Mm.
will be serious. It will be very, very serious.
Sure. So now I want us to go back to another part. Um, the effect that the whole thing has on the child, because you basically said ankere hore motho can decide to abandon their responsibilities because of the fact that you've cut access from
You.
you directly,
Hmm.
yes, but now this has an effect on the child, ne? um I know someone, right? I know someone, and they have a child with someone who, okay, the someone is a lady.
Hmm.
She has a child with a guy who does ins and outs. So this month he's gonna show up, then the next month he's gonna disappear. Then the next month he shows up. That it confuses the child. Let's also talk
Exactly.
about that. It
Exactly.
confuses the child. So are people in their rightful place, or are women in their rightful place if they say they want to cut access from the father until, because we always say no, the choice is up to the child, but now you also carrying that hurt that the child experiences. No, papa with the what and then papa doesn't show up. You have to cover up for that.
True.
So are people in their rightful place to say no, I'm cutting access until maybe ngwana sale moholo, as in maybe high school, or they're old enough to say, to realize the decisions that they're making for themselves. No, I don't want to see him because he doesn't show up anyway.
I think what you're speaking about, and I don't know if you're speaking about me, child.
No,
No, but what
come
you
to me directly.
come to me directly. But what you're speaking about is something that I'm going through currently. I am at such a point where I feel like I will block this person everywhere and I'll
Mm,
never unblock them. And I know that once I do that, I will be the big bad wolf. I will be the
mm,
bitter person that wants him
mm,
back and is angry that he's moved on with his life and whatever. Because
mm,
I'm currently in a situation where this person has not spoken to his child, I think, since early July. And before that, it had been like 2 months off, 1 week on,
mm,
2 months off. And this is just calling. This,
mm,
I'm not speaking about financial
mm,
help.
mm,
Financial help, he will not give me.
mm.
He will just call every now and then, and it has become less and less and less.
So
And
you've started accepting, sorry to interject,
uh
you've started accepting Romuto is not going to support the child financially.
I think I and I say this very carefully, I think I am to blame because when I was with that person, I carried a lot of weight. I didn't put him under any pressure, or not
Mm,
even because it's not pressure because it's your child,
mm,
but I didn't put it out there that you need to be present as well because I
mm,
was quote unquote in love. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I understood that he's out of work
mm,
and whatever, but then right now it's we're not together and we haven't been together for a very long time, and I've been carrying that load. So I think in his mind he knows I'm going to make a plan,
mm,
I'm fine. And it goes back to what I said earlier, that I feel like he has felt like he can live the life he's always wanted
mm,
without us being in the picture, or not even us, his child being in the picture.
mm,
Because yeah, she's got it, she's fine, I can just
mm.
start afresh, right? I'll just visit there, here and
Here
there,
and
here
there,
and there,
yeah.
but for the most part I'm starting my life afresh. So
Mm.
for me, you won't be wrong.
So how does it affect like your daughter?
My daughter is 6, so she doesn't understand it much. But I know the other day she said in December she would like to visit. And I said, why would you like to visit? And then she said to me, because we don't talk much. Maybe like if we talk in
In proximity,
December,
yeah.
like, well, because I haven't seen him in so long. They haven't seen each other in a year.
Mm.
And I think that's where she comes from. And I do not now. I'm scared that it's going to become something that she feels like she has to put more effort
In
into the
it, yeah,
relationship.
and she's just a
Do
child.
you understand?
Mm,
Because she's now making plans
mm,
to, okay, he's not seeing me right now.
mm,
Let's make plans to go and see him. Whereas as an adult,
mm,
your duty is to the child. The child does
mm.
not have any duty to
To
you.
you,
So honestly, I do not feel like you would be in the wrong, especially if you've tried your best.
mm,
If you know that you've exhausted each and every,
mm,
because also the thing of fighting for someone to be in someone's life
mm,
can backfire,
mm,
unfortunately,
mm,
because that child could be treated in a way that you won't be happy because you quote unquote forced them to have a relationship.
Mm.
Financially, I support it.
Mm.
Force that man, go to court, he must give you money. But physically, I don't know if that's something that you should force.
I have a 2 cents on this without I don't have a child, but I have a 2 cents on it.
Sakubongela. Must be nice. I'm joking. I'm joking.
But it somewhat directly affects you as well, because you see the effect that this thing has on, you know.
Yeah.
I always say, Hori, I think there's certain things that you can only do as a mother, and there are certain things that needs
Father
a
figure.
fatherly or a father figure in the household.
Yeah.
Maybe our, what's the word, as women, like you said, I said it's a lineage thing, all we've known is knowing how to make a plan and survive something and whatnot.
Yeah.
So maybe your child could be affected in the sense, ya gore, um she just doesn't, maybe she has a bad dating experience because she has a father wound.
Yeah.
But I think father wound, yeah, bashimani liabanana haditwan. Now I'm talking about children
Mm-hmm.
specifically, then we're going to come to when you're an
Adults.
adult, how it plays out. As a boy, I think it has an effect on you in the sense that you become disrespectful in the household. This is from a direct experience, because I have raised someone. You know how back then, like, we used to post, "Come Mother's Day, it's Mother's Day." Then,
Yeah.
come Father's Day, you post the mother because you don't have a father.
Yes.
My mother is my mother and my father at the same time.
Yes.
And I used to believe that so much until I grew conscious of the fact that no, there's certain authority, a
Yeah.
man in his nature and his spirit. I don't want a kid preaching the Bible and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but you can tell what your role is as a woman is to care for, nurture, but your job is not to protect. So, in as much as you can try and step up and be and say, "No, I'm going to be the man" and whatnot,
Because you have
it,
no
a
choice.
man just has that presence. Ya gore, no, don't do that. Oh no, don't do that to your mother.
Yeah.
So, growing up in such a household, I think affects the boy child, in which I see how it affects the boy child that I directly raise.
Uh-huh.
These are my 2 cents. Don't
Yes,
come
yes,
for
yes.
me.
No.
These are my, because I realized the effect that it had on this guy. Hori, yo, we can only enforce so much punishment. Coming back late, doing this, doing
Yes.
that. It would have been completely different if there was like a man in the household that said, "No, you don't do that."
Has have
You
you
won't
move?
even argue. Yes, you won't even argue it and say no, but because it's just females, you are the man in the house regardless of your age, so you practice that dominance on us.
Yeah.
So I can I'm gonna come back whatever time.
I think, okay, two parts. I think one, the way that not women, mothers
Mm,
mother their sons
mm,
plays a lot into their egos and their entitlement. Because again, that thing ya hore rona ra pheha re etsang, re etsang, re etsang, re etsang. And then he sits down, he eats, he goes to play
mm,
soccer, he whatever, he comes back at 8, you have to be here at 4,
mm,
and all of those things give him that entitlement to think those things, because
mm,
he already gets special treatment in certain ways. He's already made
mm,
to feel more mature, more of an adult, more competent than you guys are.
mm,
And then he comes back and he says, if I am all of these things, that means I'm the man of this house. And you cannot
mm,
tell me anything because how you treat me has proven to me
mm,
that I am better than. Do you understand?
mm. Bese zijikela wena lezi zinto.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then tomorrow, mothers will complain and
Yes.
say, no,
Yes.
he's so whatever, he's so
Yes.
whatever. I do understand that there are men that are just like that,
Mm.
but I think mothers play a lot into that
Mm.
as well.
Sure. I really know what I really want to know what the masses think about this.
Yeah.
Because we've already spoken about a
We want to
mouthful.
hear, what
We've
do they have
already
to
said,
say?
what do they have to say? Leave in the comment section what your take is on this chat that we're having. Ne?
Yeah.
Now I want to squeeze something in. I think, yeah. Let me squeeze something in. Because we spoke about how it affects the child as habahula, ne? And they're grown. And it starts, I don't know, I think it plays out in the way you behave in relationships, not romantic, but relationships in general. So do you want us to talk about relationships in general, or relationships? Okay, let's talk about romantic relationships.
Okay.
Let's talk about romantic relationships. Having a father wound as a girl,
Mm-hmm.
because we're girls.
Fetch me. Come for me, Masisi.
No, you have a father wound.
I think so. And I'll tell you why.
Elaborate.
So I don't have the wound of being abandoned because my
Yes,
father passed away when I was 7.
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
I didn't have that. But I did not have a great memory of
Of your
my
father.
father. My father's
Mm,
memory is not the best.
mm,
It's something that the family doesn't really speak about
mm.
and stuff like that. But everyone knows
Oh, it's a
that my father
sensitive topic.
was to put it bluntly, an abusive man.
Okay.
So I lived with my mother and father for until they passed away, both
Mm,
of them. So I was like in there. I was 6 and 7 when they passed away, but I do remember because trauma
mm.
will either your brain will
It will
either
sleep in your
block that
nervous
trauma
system. Yes,
that trauma,
yes,
or it will come to the surface. And
yes.
sadly for me, it has sat at the top of my mind my entire life. As
Mm,
young as I was, I did see those things and I did witness and hear about those things. So I think I have a father wound in that
mm,
my memory of my father
mm,
is not the best
mm,
memory. Do you understand?
mm,
But I don't have that thing, yauri, he ran away or I don't know where he is. Well, I know my father loved me. I just don't have the best memory
mm.
of him in the capacity of
Yes.
relationship.
So now, how does that affect you when it comes to relationships? What type of perspective do you play? Have you come aware of it?
I think I then again I don't know if this makes sense because like I'm very young at the time,
Mm,
but I do remember everything. But I do remember when I was 19, I took dating seriously because when you're
okay.
high school, like
Yeah. Ngumdlalo
frivolous
vele,
love.
umdlalo
But
westerns.
when I was 19 and started seriously dating a person, I would purposely go for emotionally unavailable men
Sure.
because I felt like I had to prove to you I
Mm,
am different,
mm,
right?
mm.
And then it would be an achievement to get through your hard
Oh, okay.
exterior,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I'm so special, I'm so sweet, I'm so naive, look
Mm,
at me, like, and all of those things. I don't know anything. Oh, I've never
mm,
done that. Oh, I've never drank. And I thought those things would
mm.
impress them and make them feel, we read the
Validated.
novels, Mases, we
Yeah.
read Bo King, the wifey,
Mm,
the ing,
mm,
and we feel
mm.
like all
Oh, the
those
Facebook ones.
innocent
Oh, what a time.
babe. So those innocent small girls, those girls in those stories were 19,
Mm,
20, getting married, arranged marriages, and
mm,
all of that. And we saw how it played out, how their innocence and how their ability to soften a man's heart
mm,
got them after trials and after being treated so badly, they at the end were the love of that man's life. So I felt
mm.
like that's how I was supposed
You
to do
forgot
it.
it's a
Do
novel.
you understand? I forgot it was a novel, child. But also, I think my idea of dating or my experiences earlier on
Mm,
were as a result of no conversation. I
mm.
grew up not having anyone to speak about
Yeah,
anything with. And I
yeah.
think that's something that we need to speak about because in as much as I can have a father wound, I can speak to a 16-year
Mm,
old who also has a father wound
mm,
and we can have an open dialogue
mm,
about the effects, what to look out for and whatever. But as long as we see it as an embarrassing thing that
mm.
that should be kept locked away,
Yeah.
it will continue and
Yes,
continue
yes,
because we don't speak
yes,
about it.
yes. Hence, I said it becomes a continuous thing because there
Yeah,
are things that we don't want to talk about. There are things that we don't touch in the household,
yeah,
because the people that could actually give you a more great view of it is from home.
true,
I don't know. I'd like to
very
think like
true.
that. I, for one, would say I don't want to label it as a father wound because I just know that we experienced my father differently.
Yeah,
When he was spoken of, he's a well known person.
yeah,
He was a well known person. And the things that you'd hear about him in the street, like, oh, your dad talks about you so much. He brags about you so much. It goes back to what you said at the beginning, Hori. The littlest things, such as showing up for your child's whatever it is that they have,
yeah.
event at school, event at what. My dad was there. Financially, he was there.
Hmm.
Financially, listen, we are there. We have something to eat. Listen, take away every day,
You are
Mazimba
sorted.
every day. We are good.
Wishes.
But there was still that void, Yahori. Ish.
Yeah,
Especially when it came to things that Alanko school, because I was a part of a lot of things,
yeah,
debating, speeches, whatever, whatever, whatever. I do realize the gap because I had to become it's like I had to become performative in order for me to earn his approval in certain
Yeah.
things. So he was a person, yo, I'm not speaking ill of the dead.
No, you're
But
not.
you know when you say things that could be controversial, you know
Yeah.
how we always say, oh, he was a good man, Savannah. No, he was a good man, but he had also his shortcomings, of which I
Yes.
see the role in which he
Because he
played.
was human
The
also.
yes, so he was a person that didn't show up um emotionally for me, or in that sense, Yahori, I know academically una try, but he would put this pressure on me, Yahori. If I fail, I know that our relationship is kaput. And it's so funny how
Wait a minute.
sorry, I'm so sorry. No, because I'm not gonna cry.
Girl.
No, because I'm remembering he passed on Gifeidi, and then he passed on like a few
I
months
was
after.
I was actually about to ask you about that. Cause what then happened when you did fail?
Oh, I'll get there. I'll get
Okay.
there. But essentially, just growing up, he wasn't there. This is my personal experience. Maybe my
Mm-hmm.
other siblings have
Siblings.
different experience, but for me, it was like, yo, I wish he was here. Now I'm asking my teacher for a ride. I have to ride along with my friends. My point is, he wasn't showing up as emotionally as I had at that time. I didn't realize that. I only realized it at when I started dating. When I started dating, because I kept on, that saying, Yahuri, date a man that reminds you of your father.
Yo soze.
Oh, Sana,
Asoze.
I think I took it too literal,
Yeah.
but all I've known was inconsistency. Basically, that's the word I could label my father
Yeah.
as, because he was consistent in certain things, but not consistent in others. So that's what I started seeking for in relationships.
Yeah.
In that the inconsistency. Okay, I need a man that's emotionally unavailable, so that I can become performative in
Yeah.
order for us to reach that point. Like same as you,
Yeah.
same. But do you see that it's
You
different?
have to earn it.
Yes, I had to earn to yo. No, it's fine. If you're emotionally unavailable, it's fine. But if you can provide for me in this sense, like if you can, you know what? Let me put it like this. Today, if you show up and we have a good conversation and we talk for like a good 2, 3 hours on a call,
Yeah.
it fills that cup, ne?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, if you disappear, I'm okay with it.
Really?
Yes. Then you come back again and we talk, 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 talk. The vibes are good. Then you disappear for months again. It did hurt me, but I only realized later, years later, or no,
Yeah.
this is not actually. I started realizing I was actually dating people that were like, or dated a person that gave the same energy as my dad, because my dad was a very adventurous person. In like, I was the daddy's girl. I went
Yeah.
everywhere where my dad went. But then there came times where this man wouldn't emotionally provide for me, and I'm
Yeah.
left to navigate the emotions alone and stuff like that.
So also I just wanted to ask you, with that said, and also the idea of men that go through that father wound as well.
Mm.
Have you ever dated a man that seemingly had a father wound? And if so, how was it? How did that show up? How did them not having a father growing up show up in your relationship?
So we're talking about someone who didn't have a father growing up. Because I
Yes.
wanted to ask her, actually, what is a fatherhood?
I think a
What?
father wound is anything regarding a father,
Mm,
like whether they were present, not
mm,
present, inconsistent, they're abusive, not
mm,
abusive. If there is something tragic that happened
mm,
in that relationship, a father wound could be you had the best relationship with your dad
mm,
and he passed away
mm, mm,
unexpectedly and it threw you off and
mm.
rocked your world. So I don't think we can box it, but
Into one definition, yeah.
what I want to know is if you've dated someone
Who
who
grew up
grew
without a
up
father.
without a father,
Mm,
or someone who was abandoned by their father,
mm.
and how did that show up in your relationship with that
It showed
man?
up in the sense that they would disappear. They would disappear, because remember, their fathers abandoned them.
Mm-hmm.
Ne? I've been with someone whose father abandoned them. So I think it's a learned behavior, Hore.
Yeah.
Like we said in the beginning, Hore. You feel that you can disappear whenever you want, you can show up whenever you want. So it was a lot of emotional turmoil, in the sense that you never know, like this person is unpredictable. Today they're here, we're all good. Next week they're gone. Just disappear. Oh,
Scalama
trauma!
says.
Try, thugs don't cry.
I'm
No,
joking.
because this person disappeared on me for a good, sure, yo.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long. And they came back. Later, in the way they came back, it wasn't me confronting them like him texting and said, "Hey, what's up? Like you just disappeared." I literally bumped into them. Let's say I don't remember where I bumped into them, but it was in the CBD somewhere.
Okay.
And this person is working with another
Oh
person.
my god. Oh my god.
I'm like,
Damn.
what
Did
happened?
you wave?
Yes, I'm like, what's going on? I was confused. I'm out here thinking, no, we were in varsity, ne? I'm
Okay.
actually thinking you're going under the pressure of the exam diatla. Oh,
Hey,
ngwala
I
the
was stressed
exam.
like
Yes, you're
school.
gonna come back. No, my babe, you moved
And you've
on.
moved
You
on.
moved
How
on.
long was it from when you guys last spoke or
Mm.
interacted to when you saw him in the CBD?
I'm trying to estimate and say 4 or 5 months.
That was a long time,
Yes,
babe.
yes.
But also, you see how that shows up because you're so used to the inconsistency.
Mm,
Your mind does not come to the
mm,
conclusion that this person has moved on.
mm,
You think we're back there
mm,
again, we're going to speak again. Oh, he's just angry about whatever. He's just
mm.
under pressure. He'll come back because he's done it so many
Yes,
times. Until
yes.
this time,
It was
is the
different.
real deal.
Oh, my babe. Yo, I remember this. We went to go sit at some fountain. Like, yo,
On the
what's up,
same
the
day.
image? Yes, on the same day.
Where was this girl then when you guys
No,
went to
it
the
was
fountain?
a,
And then you
and
paused,
then we passed and
saw
then I
each other
went home and
later.
then, yeah, it was a,
Okay.
okay, how about we link up? Then we linked up. Now you want to explain yourself. I saw what I saw. Who's that?
Yeah.
There's a different, it's fine if you see someone just walk with a girl or just walk
Mm-hmm.
with a boy casually, but there's that thing that you can see, Hori. No, this is your person.
Yeah.
So it was given that, and you can't justify that. Couldn't you have just communicated? I think that's also then what plays part in how they learn the importance in communicating.
Yeah.
Because if you feel oshapo, oshapo, but because of your father wound, it's okay for you to just abandon stuff and just start something over and
Yeah.
forget that you ever had this. So I think that for me was like, my guy, his explanation didn't even make sense. I don't remember the words.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense, and I was just like,
That is so interesting. But also, I think going on to what you just said about communication, again, guys, it's always going to come down to how we grew up and how we
mm,
were raised.
mm,
Because you, as a girl, most of the time have to over explain. You
mm,
have to explain to me why in the world are you 30 minutes late?
mm,
What happened? Why do you need new shoes?
mm,
Why do you need to do your hair? Why can you not do the chores instead of cooking?
mm,
Instead of you need to do your homework instead of doing the
mm,
chores, is what I'm
mm,
trying to
mm.
say. And typically, a guy might explain, but they're not going to really want much of an explanation
Yes.
from that. And then we grow
Because
up to
ubona taba
be
di a teng.
over
Mm,
explainers, and we try to take on other people's responsibilities as our own when they just, just give over their responsibilities and don't feel the need to
mm.
explain. So I feel like there's so much work to be done in humanity as a
Yes,
whole,
yes,
because we as women do enable a lot of
yes,
patriarchal and misogynistic
yes,
things that happen in
yes,
society. So we
yes.
can't take ourselves out of the equation and say,
Mm,
the men must fix it. We
yes.
have to be in there also because it
Mm,
affects us. And for those people that do want to raise families and all of those things, you want to build a home and nurture a home that is in the direction of what you wish you
mm,
had.
mm. I wanted to add a plot twist because I've been with someone who grew up in an abusive household
Okay?
and it manifested.
Volume.
It manifested, my babe.
Okay.
It manifested.
Onto you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's what we also classify as
Yeah.
father wound, right? So all they know is being the practicing their dominance by being abusive.
Yeah.
I think this is my first time
As
singing about this out loud. Don't come for me, guys. I'm just a girl that's healing, okay? Yes, it manifested like, okay, it didn't get physical, ne?
no,
But I
physical
only,
is physical, Masisi.
no, 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 no. Yes, I know. Hear me out.
Okay.
When I say physical, I mean I went back again,
Or
and then it happened,
repeatedly.
and then I
Okay.
went back again, and then it happened, and then
Mm-hmm.
oh my sissy, no, it went down like this. This person kept on. I didn't see the red flags,
Yeah.
right? But I said to myself, um, I'm only gonna allow you to do mistakes this amount of times. The third time, if you do something, I'm done, So this person would like flop, for an example, disappear. I said I don't like people disappearing and not communicating. Hore, no, I went out or I'm going out. This person would just disappear for like a good weekend and then come back on Monday, right? So I was very their family knew of me and whatnot. So they would call me and ask me, where's this person? I'm like, I don't know. Where I'm asking you as well, where's this person? So the third time I called him out on it. But he was practicing this dominance, and it got to a point where I think this person didn't understand my life, like how I'm a social butterfly and I have male friends and whatnot,
Yeah.
whatnot. And then one day, lost his shit. He lost his, sorry for my language, but he lost it.
Uh-huh.
Like in front of the Mpagati. Like
Really?
bottles flying. Hey,
My word.
hey, you were
Long story short, Sana, if bottles of flying, drama, whatever, whatever, but I literally.
Okay, I just want to ask a quick
Yes.
question. Seeing that it happened once
Mm.
and you were done.
It didn't happen physically. It was more of a.
Or he just.
I so wish that you were like that lady that's always at home. And remember, I'm a social person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out. If Khatabli wants us to go out on Saturday, we're gonna go out. If Naledi wants us to go out on Sunday, we're gonna go out. But I am gonna come back. I still kick at home. And then it would be when we meet, it's like oh, I wish you were like that lady, Adulang Gondrong fella, who is a good woman and a good wife and a good what.
I have something to say about that. Because one thing a man will do is he will compare you. He will compare you in an attempt to embarrass who you are. Okay, you should be so ashamed of yourself because look at that beautiful lady over there that respects herself and does not do the things that you do, hoping that you'd be so embarrassed by his statement that you will morph into what he wants you to be. But what I wanted to ask you was, after that episode, you said it was done after that episode.
Yes.
A lot of people don't go that path, right? A lot of people go back. A lot of people tend to, not really exclude themselves from the situation immediately. What in that moment went through your head that made you say, I will never see this man again?
I think for me it was in as much as my father wasn't a perfect man, he's never treated me like this, so I'm not gonna allow another man to treat me like this. I just said that. I'm like, I don't know, it was just no, I've never experienced this, and I don't think I ever want to experience it again. So even if we were soulmates and we were supposed to have what, no, it's fine, my babe. Go live your life. I'll live mine. Honestly, kishahapu. And then, because after that, years after years after years, this person kept on contacting me like, yo, I'm so horribly sorry. Mind you, this person doesn't set foot in this hometown anymore. After that incident, lived, packed his things, left. So basically, like I was just showing Wuti, Liana, the point of this conversation was he also came from an abusive household because of the conversations that we would have. He would tell me the way that the things that his father would do to his mother and whatnot. So maybe to him, it seemed normal for you to reprimand.
I have a rebuttal. I think, and not all the time, I do realize and recognize and acknowledge the traumas and the parts they play in our lives and all of those things. But I feel like past a certain point of your life, you have to start being real with yourself and your circumstances. Because women do this a lot. We make a lot of excuses for men. It's how he grew up. It's how even this conversation, we said a lot about how men grow up and they've been taught to think this. But when do you as a man take responsibility of your mind and decide what type of man you want to be, right? You grew up in this, you were abandoned, you were abused, you were whatever. But when do you decide to become who you want to be? Have you just decided, okay, it's fine, I'll just be this person for the rest of my life? And then,
are you okay with that?
Do we then say that you are a man in your own right? Or do we say you are a carbon copy of someone else? Do you get what I'm saying? You're just someone's shadow. You've decided to live in someone's shadow and you mimic their life instead of making the decision to become your own person. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think it has to come to a point where men people in general, look yourself in the mirror and say, do I want to continue like this? and do the work that needs to be done to become a better person. And not just boil it down to how you grew up. Now your children must understand that Papa Hutsije, now that's why I'm
yeah.
because they
So when
also
will
going
they
to
stop?
exactly.
It's going to become a continuous thing. Goes back to what we said. It becomes a thing that gets continued in the lineage. But I said I'm very grateful for the generation we're in right now because we are able to spot out things. In as much as information, too much information is bad information. Too much information is bad information, but we're still able to call out certain things, confront certain things and say, no, but this is not it. Yeah, but this is it. So now let's round it up.
Okay.
When it's coming to this fatherlessness thing, it's not one person that plays a contributing factor. It's everyone that enables you.
True.
It's everyone that doesn't have these conversations with you.
It's the family members that do not call your child if you do not call your child. Yes. If you are in bad terms with the mother of your child, your family is also in support. And when you guys are good, now they call the child. It's that as well. It's your friends that enable you. It's the people that you date that are okay with you being a deadbeat because it does not involve them. It's all of those people that are surrounding you and begging you up for doing something so disgusting.
So we're not here to say men are trash, guys. We just want to talk about the effect that fatherlessness has on this generation and what actually fatherlessness is. So if you have 2 cents to add, please add it in the comment section. We focused a lot on the effect that it has on girls, but I also want to hear from the gents what they have to say about the whole chat. Because we're not here to bash men. We're not bashing men, right? We're just
well, I might be. I'm
not here to bash anyone. I'm not here to bash anyone. I just want to understand. I always want to understand people's perspectives or what contributed to you thinking, behaving, and making such a decision. Whether you're a male or a female. But I think it's because of the fact that we are seeing videos of deadbeat dads that made us more focused on fatherlessness and what's so not. So maybe another time we'll talk about motherlessness and stuff. But that's it today from me to you. Thank you for the chit chat. We'll wait to hear what others have to say. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share with your brothers and their sisters.
And their mothers and their fathers.
And their mothers and their fathers.
And their uncles and their aunts.
Much love from us. Much love from me to you from the Crown Room. Thank you guys. See you in the next episode.